sounds that give you tingles. ASMR is linked to anxiety and neuroticism, according to a new study. The Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, or ASMR, is described as an intensely pleasing tingling sensation originating in the scalp and neck and spreading down the body. ASMR is elicited by a range of video and auditory triggers, such as watching someone pretend to perform relaxing actions like massaging or brushing hair, or listening to soft sounds such as whispering or tapping, or crackling plastic, or cutting pieces of bread, or things like that. Now, listening to soft sounds, whispers, tapping, there are countless ASMR videos on forums such as YouTube, attracting thousands, or in some instances, millions of subscribers and hits. Even just reading silently, or talking very softly, like this. Okay. Now, the triggers vary from person to person, but for millions of people worldwide, ASMR is a go-to for relaxation, sleep, and to reduce stress. It probably puts you to sleep like my voice does. Now, while research interest in the phenomena is growing, there's a lot we still do not know about ASMR. For example, why do some people experience tingles and others don't? Could understanding the personality traits associated with ASMR guide us when thinking about ASMR as a potential therapeutic intervention? Emerging literature suggests that people who are capable of experiencing ASMR exhibit greater levels of neuroticism, and neuroticism is a personality trait typically defined as a tendency towards depression, self-doubt, and other negative feelings. I support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Now, neuroticism is also associated with a tendency to experience negative emotional states such as anxiety, and we know that people who watch ASMR regularly may do so to relax or reduce stress, potentially indicating elevated levels of anxiety. Currently, there's very little research linking neuroticism with anxiety in people who experience ASMR, or into the effect of watching ASMR videos on anxiety. Our new study aimed to add to the evidence on these areas. So what we did, they say here, we recruited 36 people who experience ASMR and 28 people who do not. All participants watched a 5-minute ASMR video that was a compilation of multiple common ASMR triggers. Before watching the video, the participants completed questionnaires assessing their levels of neuroticism, trait anxiety, which is a predisposition to experience ongoing anxiety, and state anxiety, which is their anxiety levels in the moment. They also answered questions about their state anxiety after viewing the video. The ASMR experiencers had significantly greater scores for neuroticism and trait anxiety compared to the non-experiencers, which suggest these are characteristics associated with the ability to experience ASMR. The ASMR experiencers also had greater pre-video state anxiety scores, which were significantly reduced after watching the video. In contrast, there was no difference in non-experiencer state anxiety scores before or after watching the video. So the ASMR video elevated anxiety, but only among the ASMR experiencers. However, when we looked at the data in different ways, we found that a propensity for greater neuroticism and anxiety overall, regardless of whether participants experienced ASMR or not, was associated with the ASMR video having a positive effect on anxiety levels. This emphasizes the importance of individual personality traits when thinking about ASMR as a potential therapeutic intervention. It also shows us that the benefits of watching ASMR videos can be experienced even if you don't necessarily feel the tingling. So what does this all mean? We have provided a new evidence regarding the traits of many characters which that may characterize people who experience ASMR, and an indication that ASMR could have potential as an alternative treatment for anxiety. Our study supports previous research demonstrating that ASMR experiencers exhibit greater levels of neuroticism. We've also found that people with elevated anxiety levels are more likely to experience ASMR. Notably in our study, watching the ASMR video reduced state anxiety among people who experience ASMR. While this seems logical considering that people who seek out ASMR often do so for therapeutic reasons, the results of our study also suggest that ASMR may have anxiety-reducing effects more generally. So if people are prone to neuroticism and or anxiety, they may have benefits from watching ASMR. If they don't routinely watch ASMR videos or experience ASMR tingles. Where to next? Our study was only in a relatively small number of people, so we cannot discount that the targeted group most likely had a predisposition to seek out ASMR. So it will be important to carry out our research with more ASMR naive participants. Certainly, further research into the use of ASMR as a psychological intervention will be important to better understand how this may help people who experience anxiety. In the meantime, findings from recent neuroimaging studies are beginning to shed more light on this phenomenon. Using a type of brain imaging called electroencephalography, EEG, researchers have shown that the electrical activity known to be associated with relaxation, including mindfulness, meditation, increased in response to ASMR stimuli. This was true even when participants were performing a mentally demanding task. These studies suggest that ASMR leads to changes in the brain activity typically associated with a relaxed state, possibly even during day-to-day activities. More neuroimaging research will complement behavioral studies and help us to identify the mechanisms that could underpin ASMR's anxiety-reducing capabilities. So it does help us change our attitude, obviously. This is by Jonah Greer, Senior Lecturer, Psychology, Northumbria University, Newcastle, UK, on The Conversation. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.